wanted to just go live with you today to go over some important things if you're looking to launch. It's all about growing your email list. So before we dive in, I want to make sure that you can hear me, you can see me, and also there is a way for you to comment. If you just go to the comments area, you'll be able to see how to actually access the comments and also be able to interact with me as we're going through this. So if you have questions, all that good stuff, just let me know. I'm going to just double check and make sure we're rocking and rolling over here. Let's see. Again, just let me know if you can hear and see me. If for any reason you can't, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure we are good to go. So we're good to go in our Facebook group and just making sure we're good to go in our YouTube. And while we're doing that, just let me know where you're joining in from. Where in the world are you? I'm coming in from Texas, Austin, Texas, and we finally have sun. It has been extremely gloomy over the last couple of days. So I am so excited to just see sun and all of that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive in. We're good to go. I see myself. So we're rocking and rolling. And now I want to go ahead and just kind of dive into what we're going to be talking about today, because this is something that a lot of people skip when it comes to building your email list. A lot of people don't like to talk about this, especially in the online course creation consultant or membership or course creators and whatnot. They don't like to talk about this often. Instead, they like to talk about building the course or how they're going to get their content out into the world, but not about how you're going to build your email list. So if you've been struggling with how to build your email list, or how to actually launch effectively where you're not launching to crickets, well, today I'm going to share my 5 tested ways to grow your email list quickly for your upcoming digital launch. So if you're looking to launch very soon, whether it is a launch that's going to be live or you're going to be doing something called an evergreen launch, you still need an audience in order for you to properly launch your business. Most of the time, whenever I see people launch and they don't have an audience, well, they're setting themselves up for failure. And so you're going to run into the flops. You're going to run into that frustration where you only had 1 or 2 people join your program. And that's really frustrating, especially if you have put in a ton of time and work to get to where you're at today in terms of building out your course or your memberships or your coaching programs or any of your digital assets. I'm sure you put in a ton of work to be able to get to this place. So we don't want your hard work to go to waste. We don't want people to basically kind of look at it and not really take action. Instead, we want people to get excited, to want to buy from you, and also be a part of your community. And the only way for them to be a part of this community is if we start building your email list. The only way for people to most likely buy from you is if they start going through your email list. So let me reiterate, building an email list is highly important when it comes to having a successful online course or membership or coaching program launch. And it's okay if you're starting from ground zero, because at the end of the day, we all start somewhere. So whether you are starting with 1 subscriber or you have 1,000 subscribers and you're wanting to grow, or if you have 10,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers, or even more than that, there's always ways that you can increase your email list in order for you to see some of those results you are looking for in your upcoming launch. So no matter where you're starting at today, we're going to go ahead and dive into some ways for you to be able to grow your email list in no time. Now, if you're launching, most likely you are in a place where you are trying to launch in the next 4 weeks. That means you might only have 4 weeks to work with in order to build your email list. If that is the case, then what you want to do is make a really strategic plan on how you're going to spend most of your efforts building your email list, and also creating a community and building a relationship with the people who join your email list. So it's important for you to do both actions in order for you to see success for your upcoming launch. Now, people who already have individuals on their email list, they might be building relationships. And so for them, they're not having to do double the work because they're already in the process of building that relationship. But if you're just getting started again with a new, fresh batch of people onto your email list, well, you'll need to do two things at the same time: get them to your list and also build a relationship so that then you're not doing something that I absolutely dislike. It's where someone just kind of comes into your community and you're forcing sales down their throat. You're not building that trust and that like factor. You're not really building the relationship that allows someone to say, yes, I want to learn from them. I want to hear from them. I want to grow with them. I want to transform my life with what they have to offer. And so you want to avoid running into some of those different situations that could appear if you are growing your list, but not necessarily nurturing them along the way. Okay, so let's dive in to my 5 tested ways for you to grow your email list, even if you're just getting started, so that you can be set up for success for your upcoming launch. And even if you have an email list, how can you grow this for your launch so that you can get those results that you're looking for? Okay, the first thing is first, create a lead magnet. So, if you're not familiar with what a lead magnet is, this is a really great opportunity for you to give something away for free in order for your customers to give you something in exchange. Usually, in exchange, they give you their name and their email. Sometimes you can request phone number depending on what you're doing, and other information depending on what you're doing. This is a really great way for you to collect the information you need to build your email list and also be able to stay in contact with your audience, as well as this is a great opportunity for your clients to get some of your free content and learn more about you and what it is you're talking about. Whatever your business focus is on, that is what they're going to be able to learn about and get further, will get closer to actually buying from you, or get closer to wanting to actually learn more about what your business has to offer versus getting further apart by just kind of browsing and not taking action and giving you any contact information. So, a lead magnet can consist of so many different things. A lot of people kind of just narrow down what a lead magnet is, but I want to give you a kind of big overview of what lead magnets you could do. So, this can help you to quickly get this lead magnet up and going and start building your list today. A lead magnet can consist of a checklist. Maybe you have a process that you do in order to help people to get a result. So you can share a checklist, a guide of some sort. So maybe you want to guide them from A to Z on how to overcome, let's say, anxiety or stress or not being able to sleep at night, something along those lines, right? Not that topic, but just a guide that kind of walks them through how to go from where you're currently at and what you can start doing today to get out of that situation. Maybe you have a quiz where you're going to ask a series of questions and it helps you to get a better understanding of where your customer is, as well as help them to get some results and be able to interact with you, be really engaged through answering these questions. And then in return, you're giving them a response of what they can do about their current situation. Another really great thing that you can do as a lead magnet is you can create a video series or just do a quick 10-minute video where you are basically sharing the information that you probably would have included on a PDF or some sort of document or guide, and you're just doing it in video form instead. And so, in order for someone to get that information, they have to log in and actually opt into your actual lead magnet, and then from that opt-in, then they're able to gain access to that video. So they have to give you their information first in order to get there. Another way that you can increase your email list and just get more people to it and create that lead magnet is by doing an audio series. That's very similar to doing kind of that video series, but maybe you have a series of audios that you can share. Or if you have a podcast, maybe you have more behind the scenes things that take place that you don't provide to just anyone and everyone. You have to be on the email list, this VIP email list, in order for them to get access to some behind the scenes of a YouTube channel or maybe a podcast or things along those lines. So I want you to think, because the sky's the limit on what you can give, I want you to think, what would be a great entry product for my customers to start dealing with the pain point they're experiencing when it comes to my particular topic in my business. If you don't know what your customer needs in the very beginning, it's going to be really challenging for you to be able to serve them on a higher level in terms of your course or your membership. So you want to know what's a great entry product that I give away for free in order for my customers to say, you know what, I need this, I want this, and I also want to exchange my information because what you have is something that's great and I want to check it out. So I want you to not half-ass your lead magnets. I want you to really put in some time and consideration and really think through what would be the best for my audience. Okay. Moving on to number 2. Another way that you can quickly grow your email list before your upcoming launch is by doing a gold mine event before your launch. Now, I like to call this the gold mine launch event. And this is usually after you have gone through your pre-launch, your pre-launch. And basically in this area, you are now in a place where you have either been talking about what you're going to like what your product or your service is going to be and what you're going to be showcasing very soon. And you have kind of created that buzz and anticipation about what's to come. And so with a gold mine launch event, this is where you are going to host a webinar, a challenge, a 3-part video series, or a email series. And this will allow your new leads, your new prospects to come in and be able to learn more about what it is that you are ultimately going to present to buy. But before you even present that, in these challenges, these webinars, these 4-part video series, or even the email sequences, you're building a relationship where you're sharing information, you're sharing more about how you got to where you're at, you're sharing more about how they can take next steps to overcome some of their pain points and so much more. And then you're opening up the doors to the actual product. So this is kind of a quick relationship building, but it also allows you to grow your email list, build a quick relationship for someone to at least know should they move forward with you. And then lastly, you're now opening up the doors to buying your product and opening up the doors to your launch. So this is a really great way for you to grow that email list, but it's important for you to advertise your webinar, your challenge, your 4-part video series, or maybe you're going to be doing a written series or an audio series, whatever it may be. It's important for you to properly promote that on whatever platform you are going to use as your outlet to market, so that you can get those new leads to actually participate and then be a part of your launch. Now, with a gold mine launch event, I love to do this at least 2 weeks before the actual launch. So you want to give yourself about 2 weeks to promote the actual event, and then you have the event, and that event usually takes place about 2 weeks before your launch. The reason for that, let's say you're going to have multiple webinars. Well, you're going to go through your series of webinars. You're going to provide follow-up emails and things along those lines for your webinars or your challenges. And then you open up the doors going into your actual launch. Now, if you are doing something like a challenge, that might be 5 days before your launch, but you do need to properly promote that. That is usually kind of a 2-week promotion time frame so that you can get the masses to your actual challenge or to your 4-part video series or to your webinar. So go ahead and look into what gold mine launch events can I do that will work well for my business and where I'm at right now, and also if I have the support to do it, so that I can start building my list and also have an audience to launch to, or grow my audience before my upcoming launch. Now, another way that you can really increase your email list and just get this going in no time is to provide exclusive content. I love to provide exclusive content in terms of a live session that I would not normally host, or having a piece of content that I normally would not give out, and I give it exclusively if you're part of my email list. This is a really great way to get people who might be interested in learning about how to solve this pain point that they are experiencing when it comes to your topic. And that will get them and entice them to say, you know what? I want to get this exclusive content, or I want to join this live call. So, one of my clients, one thing that they do to grow their email list, and it helps drastically because they only open their course every quarter, once per quarter. And so, in order for them to grow when they are not currently open for their course, what they do is they host live Zoom meetings. So, they have these Zoom calls every other week, and basically, they have people opt in to join these upcoming Zoom calls. And then during those Zoom calls, they give about an hour of training and teaching, and then they spend 30 minutes just answering questions. Now, at first, it started off with just 5 or 10 people. And then over time, they started to have hundreds of people come to these live sessions, and they're signing up for it. They're telling their friends about it. And ultimately, it has become a really popular lead magnet for them because people want to come and get guidance and information while their courses are currently closed at that time. So I want you to get creative. What exclusive content can you give that will make your customers say, you know what? I want to give you my information. I want to go from just being a spectator and you not having my information and I'm not on your email list, to giving you my email, to giving you my name and more information so I can get that in exchange and also learn from you. So I want you to think, what do you have currently right now that is exclusive that you can utilize? And how can you present that to your customers in a way that will allow them to say, yes, I want to give you my info, and how can we continue this relationship? All right. Another way for you to grow your audience is to encourage your audience to share your information. I know that seems so simple and so easy, but so many people don't do that. One thing that I love to see on people's emails, and I'm guilty of not doing this as much as myself. I do it, and I do it in a different form, but I love seeing this, especially through email. Whenever someone sends out a email newsletter, they encourage, well, this happens on a few emails that I've been looking at lately. They're encouraging people at the very bottom in the PS, if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed this training, if you enjoyed this blog, if you enjoyed this podcast, share it with your friends. Share it on your social media, share it through email, share it on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. And they create the sharing methods behind there, behind the scenes, so it's easy for their customers to share. All they have to do is click, hit this button, and now they can share it to their Twitter or share it to their Facebook group. Or they provide an image that allows them to easily share that to some of their different platforms. So it's a great way for them to grow their audience and tap into a new audience, because their dedicated listeners, followers, blog readers, or people who watch them on YouTube or join their live sessions, or are a part of their community, they are enticed to be able, they're feeling excited to want to share your information because they already listen to you. They already follow you, and they're excited about what it is you have to offer. So they're wanting to learn more about how they can help you. And one of the ways they do that is by sharing your information with their friends and people that they think might like that. I've had many people tell me about podcasts that are in my friend circle, that tell me about podcasts, or check this out on YouTube, or check out this lady, she's so amazing and she can help you with whatever it is that you're focused on with that specific topic. It's a really great way for you to, one, kind of build that trust factor in a quick time frame, because someone who they know is recommending it. And also, it allows you to be able to find other people who are already in your community that are like-minded to join. to join your email list and hopefully join your programs such as your course, your membership, or your coaching programs or your digital assets. So ask yourself, are you doing things today that will allow you to share your content? Are you asking your customers that are currently on your email list today or currently in your social circle or that are currently already just buying from you? Are you asking or seeing if they'd be willing to share your content? If not, I recommend that you start implementing that because that can be really helpful and can take things to the next level as you continue to ask them to share. And you can plug this easily into a PS. You can ask at the end of maybe a podcast or a YouTube video or through a Facebook group or things like that. But don't be afraid to ask your community, can they share it with like-minded people who might be interested in this? It's a great way for you to grow your email list. Okay. So the last way for you to, well, one of the last ways for you to really grow your email list is to run some sort of contest. Now, I do not like to run just any type of contest because sometimes you'll get a bulk of people who are not really interested in what it is you have to offer. So what I like to do instead, just so we can really tailor who is going to sign up for this particular contest, I like to give something that is going to complement my product that I'm going to be launching. So for example, if I am going to be launching something about, let's say launches, because that's what I'm talking about. If I'm going to be launching a program that's all about launching, well, one thing I'm going to give away is maybe a workbook that is all about how to get started with launching and the playbook on how you can succeed. Now, if that is the case, it goes in alignment with what it is I'm going to be offering in my product. So the people who are signing up to get this launch playbook are going to be people who are more than likely willing to be interested in my upcoming course. So I want you to really think strategically, what contest can I run? Maybe it's a tag your friends on social media and tag two people, or sign up for my email list, or share my blog post, or share my podcast, and whomever shares it or tags enough people or whatever it may be, they are going to get an opportunity to be entered into my special giveaway that I'm going to be doing. So I want you to think about your giveaway or your contest, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, what can you give that is in alignment with the product you're looking to launch? So you don't want to just do something random to build an email list. You want it to be very specific and strategic in order for you to grow that email list. Okay, so I want to ask you, what are you currently doing right now to grow your email list? If you have not been putting in the effort to grow your email list, what can you adopt from what we just talked about into your business that you can start doing today so that you can start growing that email list for your upcoming launch? And if you already have an email list, what can you do in order to grow your email list with new prospects that would be in alignment with your product? What can you do to take things to the next level? Can you go live more often for free? Can you create a new lead magnet? Can you create exclusive content where it provides more behind the scenes? Can you do a giveaway or a contest of some sort? What can you do in order for you to take things to the next level? So if you have any questions on how to do just that, feel free to leave them in the comment section. But ultimately, I want to see you grow that email list. I want to see you launch and not launch to crickets. I want you to have an audience in front of you that's excited and ultimately growing and just being able to transform their lives with the content that you're giving them. So before we leave, I want you to check out my 4-phase framework to help you with launching your online course, coaching, or consulting business. Now, it's important for you to already have your course or your membership or some of these other things already created or in the process of creating it. But my launch method is going to tell you what to do in each of these phases. So in your pre-launch, your pre-launch, and actual launch. and then what to do after you launch your course or your membership or your coaching program so that you can see success and also have a really smooth customer journey as they go through this entire launch phase. So check it out. You can download it below, and ultimately you'll be able to learn more about what you need to do during each phase of your course. And also, if you have been trying to figure out, how am I going to properly launch my online course, my membership, or my digital assets? I've been trying to figure it out, but I just don't know where to go, where to start, or how to do it. I highly recommend that you check out one of my favorite platforms, which is Kajabi. I've been using Kajabi for years, and I will tell you, it makes your life so much easier. We run our business through it. My team and I use it religiously, and we have found that it makes our lives so much easier, as well as it has helped so many coaches and consultants around the world to be able to not only have their course, their membership, and their coaching programs in that platform, but to be able to launch efficiently and effectively through creating pipelines and strategic sales funnels, being able to ensure that there is no customer hiccups as people are going through the journey of building out their program and getting people to where they need to go after they purchase, and also being able to have your whole sales process there without having to second guess yourself and having to wonder if things are going to create headaches along the way because you don't know how to necessarily do some of that technology behind the scenes. So there is a free trial below. Check it out if you have been trying to figure out where to go and how to do it. I promise you it will go in the right direction for you. Again, it has helped so many other coaches, consultants, and course creators around the world, and I know it can help you too. So there you have it. I am so happy we had a chance to talk all about how you can start growing that email list for your upcoming launch. And I can't wait to hear about what you're doing to grow your email list, or just get started with your email list if you don't have one already. Okay.